Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am Olivia and this is going to be the booktube newbie tag. So why did I start this channel? Well, I really like reading and like my favorite kind of videos to watch are booktube videos, which is kind of a given other than beauty, but anyway. I've kind of like contemplated this for a long time and I haven't been really like sure if I was gonna do it or not because I was kind of scared, especially considering like I'm not always reading all the time because I am in university and that does take a lot of my time. So yeah, basically I just kind of I have decided to start the channel because I do have a bookstagram, and even though I'm not quite active on it, like super active on it right now because like I said, am in university, I wanted to like take it a whole step, like a whole new step and actually like do a channel because I've contemplated doing YouTube too. So I did start a beauty channel, but I wanted to do a book channel instead. So that's why I started this channel. So what are some fun and unique things that I can bring to BookTube? Not really sure. I guess just like my quirky personality, but a lot of people have a quirky personality. Just that I'm really like excited about books, but like I'm gonna bring, I think, a bit of a beauty aspect to my book as like my book channel as well. So like beauty ideas inspired by the books I'm reading or something like that. Like that's kind of like where I think my unique things I'm gonna bring to the booktube world. So what am I most excited for about this channel? I'm excited to see basically how I grow and how my reading choices grow too. Like I'm super like, I don't know, I like to read a bunch of different things, but I also kind of like to keep it in like a little bit of a box. So I think I'm excited to like expand my reading like options and see where that takes me. Why do I love reading? That is something I guess I've been doing it since I've been reading for a really long time, and I guess I didn't really, like, I grew up in a small town, and I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up, so reading was kind of like my escape, and I guess I enjoyed it. Like, I felt like I was the characters, or I was a part of their world. And that got me to kind of like forget that like I didn't have as many friends or that I was getting bullied in middle school, high school. So like I think that's kind of why I really like reading. But now that I'm at a high school and I'm not, and like I stopped getting bullied and stuff, I think I just enjoy it because it's like, it's not like watching a TV show or watching a movie, but it's like getting yourself into a whole new world that you can imagine. It might not be the same as the person next to you, but you can also have like life lessons and you get to like learn so many different things for like that you kind of get like life lessons from the books you're reading, even though you're still going in a different realm. It's not like being where you like in your world, but like in a different world, learning things that you could learn that you might not learn. So yeah, that's kind of why I like reading. Sorry, that was a really long explanation. I'm kind of like nervous, but like excited, so. What books or series got you into reading? So when I first started reading, I was in literacy, like in elementary, middle school, even the beginning of high school. Like I had to do literacy, which is kind of like funny because I read all the time. When I was younger, I kind of like read, but I never really like read a lot. Like I read, but I was like, oh, I like books, I have books, but I'd have them but wouldn't read them. But I'm gonna say like the series or like books that got me into reading were actually the fairy books. I'm not quite sure the name of them. Oh my gosh, they're like the fairy ones. There's like the pet fairies, the weather fairies, like all those ones. I owned like all the weather ones and a few of the special ones, but I didn't own them all because, again, I was young and my parents didn't want to buy me all the books. And I was sad because I wanted them all. But no, that's what really like got me into reading, I think, because I read those all the time. Like I had those ones and I read them and I reread them and reread them and reread them. So yeah, that's the book or series that got me into reading. What questions would you like to ask your favorite booktubers? I'm not really sure. I think I just like to know like what made my favorite booktubers like start their channels and how they feel like their channel has changed them as a person. So like how has it helped with like how has it changed who they are? Like how has it let you express yourself completely without really getting too much backlash? Or like do you feel like you're more of a booky nerd because of your channel kind of thing? What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? That'll probably be my shyness a little bit. Like it's still like awkward to talk to a camera. Maybe learning how to like edit videos so that I can actually like have a really nice, clean, crisp video to give to you guys. Or just really like being able to keep getting more books or actually getting to read, where I am in university and I do have a lot of different like things I have to do for classes and stuff. So I think that'll be basically the hardest thing to overcome, is trying to actually read instead of wasting all my time just watching Netflix. But that's definitely my addiction. When did you start reading? I started reading in about grade 1 to 2. Like I said, I was in literacy, so I did have to do readings. Sorry, my chair rocks, so in case you see me moving back and forth, that's what's happening. So I started reading, I guess, in grade 1 or 2, so I was like 6 or 7 when I started reading, maybe 8. You know, like all those little kid books that you read, but in literacy, I read the Frog and Toad, or whatever that book is, because that was how I was like taught how to read kind of thing. And I guess like right from there, like that's when I started reading a lot. Like I used to read, I would go to the library in elementary school and borrow books and read them. Like elementary. I was like, what school did I go to in elementary, or is there something before that? No, I went to an elementary school and we would go to the library and I would borrow books and I would read the heck out of them. Like there's this one book I remember in elementary school when I first started reading that I read. Like I never took that book back. Like I borrowed it and then I just kept going back and like re-borrowing it, and I just kept reading that book over and over and over again. It was like, I don't even know, but it had like a haunted house in it. I don't know. I was in love with that book. Where do you read? Oh, in case you're wondering, I just have the questions up right there on my laptop. So, where do you read? Where do I read? I basically read anywhere. In high school, middle school, I just read in my bedroom. Here, because I moved out, I'm in the university. But I read in my bedroom, which is where we are. So I just like to read in my bed, sometimes on the floor, sometimes here at my desk. Yeah. I sometimes take my book out with me and I will read in like a public park in the summer. But because we're hitting winter time, I'm probably just gonna stick to being in my bedroom or my boyfriend's room and just kind of like have a nice cozy like sweater and blanket and just like hot cocoa and read. So that's basically what I do. That's where I read. And what kinds of books do you like to read? Well, I actually have some books right here to kind of like answer that question. I like to read like dystopian fantasy, like YA novels. Or like series. I don't really know. Not until recently, but I read the Divergent series last year. I mean, like, I jumped on that bandwagon way later. Like, I still haven't read all the Harry Potter, and I still have not read the Hunger Games, so don't hate me, but this series is the Glimmerglass. I'm not really sure if that's the name of it. The Fairy Walker series. This one by Jenna Black. This is kind of books I like to read. This was also one of the first series I ever read. Or a series like the Nightshade books by Andrea Creamer. I love this series a lot. Like, I'm going to be rereading these once again soon. I've yet to actually finish the last book, which is kind of sad, but well. And I recently got the first 2 books of this series, which is something I also like to read sometimes. So just a lot of YA novels and stuff. So yeah. So welcome to my channel. I am Olivia and hope to see you guys later. Bye!